That's not good. Trying to go live here. Can't even get my mic on. It's all good. We're gonna do this together, guys. All right, and there we are. And when I'm done, we're gonna keep adjusting. Okay. Oh, I love that. Look at that. Beautiful, brilliant. Okay, we're gonna get up close and personal, so we're gonna move that out the way. There we go. There we go. You don't need to see all the creases. All right. Hello and welcome to Live and Chill. Okay, I'm getting this ready. It's your boy, the Fit Cosplayer, the bodyweight trainer for cosplayers, gamers, and nerds. All right, and today's super fun. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna talk for a little bit. I want to thank everyone who's and for all of you on the replay as well. Thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna put this right up here. This is actually a really cool trick I learned. The mic still captures your voice and it doesn't distort the quality. For anyone who knows how mics work, if you put the mic here, a lot of times it picks up the vibrations from your throat. So the sound is a little off. But yeah, we're going to fix that today. I learned that from Strength Side. So thank you, Strength Side. I've no plan for today's live. I'm just going to talk for a little bit. If you guys come on, go ahead, put some questions in the chat, put some questions in the comments, especially for my next live. I'm going to do a Q&A to thank you for 500 subscribers. Woo! At the moment, I think at this moment we're at 560. So I'm gonna thank you guys. Thank you so much. I am so blessed to have made a difference in 560 people's lives. But this isn't that video. So to see that video, go ahead, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to leave some questions and let me know what you want to know about me, the future of the channel, my workout routine, what I do for my diet, how I like to meal prep, my style of training. As you guys know, I love calisthenics, bodyweight training all day. I like weights. I work out in the gym with weights, but calisthenics is my go-to, and that's how I started my fitness journey, and I'm not giving that up for nobody. So leave some questions and comments below, and I'll answer those in the next live to thank all the subscribers on YouTube. I have 1,000 on Instagram. It's going to be a thank you for them. I'll probably do another one on Instagram to thank the Instagram people. That would make more sense. And even on TikTok. I don't know if people do thank yous on TikTok, but whatever, we'll see. I do want to take a time to talk about fear. The fear of my fear specifically of growing my channel, the fear of putting out content into the world, the fear of, I guess, looking dumb in front of people, right? The fear of messing up, saying something weird. And of course, by weird, I mean anything that makes you think that I'm not like the person that you want to follow, right? Saying or looking a way that makes whoever on the other side of that screen go, "Ooh, I don't know about that guy," or he's a little strange, you know. But everyone's strange. Like there's no such thing as normal. Normal doesn't exist. And it took me a really long time to realize that, a long time to be okay with being myself. And there's still like I'm still not. There's a lot of things that like I still don't like about myself. Like, to keep it real, because we're gonna do that here. We're gonna be real. There's a lot of things that I'm super insecure about. There's a lot of things that like I don't want to tell people about me, right? Because I don't want to look weird. Like especially like my love for anime. As weird as it sounds, I like there's certain videos that I want to make, but because they're focused on like anime or Japanese stuff, then somehow that would make me weird. Even though that's kind of the foundation of this channel, right? To create workouts and exercise programs for people who like Japanese things, right? Other things too, like video games, movies, TV shows, pop culture, um, but especially anime, because that's like is dear to my heart. Like anime is what had me start my own fitness journey. It's the thing that continues to this day to inspire me, right? To get the that Goku body, right? The Ace body to right to be flexible like Luffy, to be as fast as Sonic or the Flash, to be agile and mobile like the Black Panther. And it, that's why I started this channel. Yet when I want to lean into that, like the part of me that wants to help and give people joy and the exercise and fitness, like that's the part of me that I don't want to go into, because then I think they're gonna say like I'm this weird like weeaboo, that I'm uh I don't know, like all these other things. And it comes back to my mind a lot, like how was that the thing that had you start, but now what's the thing that you're afraid of, right? um and let me know in the comments below at any moment if any of these fears resonate with you. um there's times where, like, even when cosplaying, right, wearing certain things, um I don't know why, but gender bending is like my thing, right? I love to look at like female characters, and I'm like, yo, that's super inspiring. How do I flip that and make it work for me? I'm not gonna be out here wearing dresses, right? That's not my thing. I don't wear dresses, but something there's something inspiring and empowering to me, right, about like a really strong female character, um, and I want to embody that, and I want to like lean into it. Yeah, lean into that, right? Because that's what cosplay does for me. It gives me the ability to step into that character, even for a moment. Um, like Peach, you guys know Peach. Peach is my baby. Peach is Bay. Okay, Bay all day. I love Princess Peach. I love playing her in Smash. I love her in Mario Kart. Um, so I made a Princess Peach gender bend, and I actually met Samantha Kelly, Princess Peach herself. Woo, that woman, so inspiring, so amazing. Um, and so for lots of like different types of female characters, I think their stories, their the video games, um, their animes, whatever. Like it's really cool. So I want to embody that, right? The strength, the courage, the power. Um, so even when I want to gender bend something, like there's a part of my brain that's like, oh, if you do that, people are gonna say things about you. Once again, I've already done it. Like these are things that I've done already, and then that fear keeps coming back, right? And the thing that I've learned about fear is that even when you like conquer a fear, right, or do something that's scary, like that doesn't mean you're not afraid anymore, right? It just means that there's this much less fear that you need to overcome. So your fear can be this big, your fear can be this big, it can be over here. But every time you take a step towards it, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, right? And eventually, every time you get afraid of something, um, like it's still there. The fear still exists. You're gonna be afraid of that, but it's that much easier to overcome it, to take a step towards it, right? And that's one of the biggest things I've come to learn. And like I've been doing this for almost 4 years. Ugh. Uh, and there's still tons of fear that comes up on YouTube, even if I'm not cosplaying, right? Just talking about fitness, because there's so many other fitness YouTubers, right? There's so many people who have degrees, and they're scientists and they're doctors, and it's like, what if I say something that's right scientifically incorrect? What if I tell people that I like to do this style of eating, right? And it might not be scientifically sound, but it works for me, you know? Like, does that make me wrong? Will that lose me followers, right? Am I gonna hurt somebody? Um, so there's all these little things that, like, I want to create and I want to put into the world, but then that little voice, it just comes at you like, oh, you can't do that. You're not good enough. You haven't gone to school for enough years. Um, all this stuff. But like, if that's gonna hold me back, then that's always gonna hold me back, right? I will always be in this state of I'm here, but I'm not really here, right? And it'll be like that forever until I say, you know what, like, screw it, let's do something crazy. If you hear that sound in the back, excuse me, it's my rats. Yeah, I've got some rats. They're beautiful. I love them. I don't know why she does that. She's just hungry all the time, and I give her food, and she eats it, and then she wants more food. Um, yeah, I'm not trying to make her one of those fat rats. So like, I'm not just gonna feed her all the time. They have a feeding time, but they need to not. They're super cute. Um, so anyway, moving on from that, that was a little bit about fear. But on a lighter note, um, I do get to create more content. I want to start, and I don't know what it's going to look like. And I think that's kind of awesome. It's really scary because I have no idea what it's going to look like, but I want to start doing some more videos on confidence and how to be confident in your everyday life, right? Especially using things like cosplay to step into confidence, step into power and courage, and all the things your favorite anime characters or movie, TV show, video game characters like can do. Like how great will you feel, right, when you start cosplaying as Tony Stark, right? Um, if you anyone's read the book Alter Ego Effect by Todd Herman, that book is amazing. Where he talks about using little triggers, right, like a pair of glasses, and putting on those glasses to become like Tony Stark, and then you start to embody the traits of Tony Stark that are going to help you. So things like being cunning and witty, being powerful when you walk into a room. You know, when someone wants to start talking over you and you raise your voice to say, no, 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 let me finish my idea. Um, when you want to maybe tell your boss or tell a friend like something really serious, but they kind of brush it off like, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And you're like, no, 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 you're going to listen to me. This is important what I have to say. And owning your voice, right? Because Tony Stark, the man owns his voice. We know this. So using techniques and tricks like that to support you in your everyday life, um, and using cosplay like as goals as well to create confidence, to create that energy, like with my Princess Peach or with my Ace cosplay, having those as goals, I knew if I wanted, like for Ace, for example, if I wanted to look like him, Ace from One Piece, if I want to look like him, right, I don't get to have like those cheat days. I don't get to slack off on my diet just because I feel tired, or oh, it's Sunday, I don't feel like going to the gym, or like oh, I just want an extra little scoop of ice cream at work because no one's gonna see it. Like no, I get to stay accountable because I can't hide from that, right? As good as that look, oh, I'm pointing at Ace. He's not here right now. As good as Ace looks, you don't get to have those cheat days and those cheat meals and all that stuff, right? Until you learn how to, work it into your diet. And for like Peach, when I created my Peach gender blend cosplay, it took me it took me like 3 months to come up with that design. I know. So creating that design and staying consistent to it, um, knowing that I get to be creative, knowing that I get to be comfortable, and I get to look good. But also, right, knowing like where to go for different things, right? So like in one place I bought the crown, another place I bought shoes, and things like that. So knowing like how to get creative, like how can I make this thing look like Peach but work for me, right? How can I make this thing something I want to walk around in all day at a convention, right? Or like how comfortable are these shoes if I'm gonna walk around here for 6 hours in these shoes, like are they gonna destroy my feet? That's cosplay, right? When you go to conventions you need to determine like how it's gonna mess up your feet or not. um, so like things like that, having those goals in front of you creates all those structures and triggers in you. So you get to create confidence, you get to create creativity and patience because you have this goal that you want to complete. So that's another direction I want to move with the channel. Not completely like no more fitness, but fitness is always going to be a part of this channel. Nutrition, diet, all that stuff, because that's what I'm passionate about. That's what's in my heart. But the only thing stronger than that is getting people to get deeply in love with themselves. I want people to live lives of passion and purpose, right? Knowing that your physical body can bring you joy, um, because of your health, because of your goals that you're setting for yourself. Um, and looking dang good in a cosplay. Like, to me, there's nothing more powerful than that. To know that you put the work into it, you put the effort and the time, and like, look at you now. Like, that's amazing. Not because other people are going to see, but because you can see yourself and you can see the goals, you can see the character that you've built for yourself. And even with just working out by itself, like, just start a regimen, right? Who cares if you lost 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 100 pounds? The character that you're building is so much better. You're learning discipline, you're learning patience, you're learning to love yourself. You are learning to, be patient with yourself and give yourself grace, right? Those times where you slip up and you eat too much, times where you slip up and don't eat enough. You're learning to be okay with not being perfect, because everybody thinks they need to have the perfect body, the perfect this, the perfect that, and you don't. Like, ask anyone who's ever cosplayed, who's had something go wrong with their costume, right? And sometimes your wig falls off. Sometimes that little piece of styrofoam doesn't want to get glued on. Okay, um, like, I'll speak for me. Yeah, one of my cosplays, it was solely dependent on my wig, and the wig did not want to stick to my head because I had a really big head and it was a very small wig. Um, I tried to make it fit, it did not work. So I took it off, and the rest of my cosplay just didn't make sense. So I just walked around the convention, and no one knew who I was. And like, usually that's not a big deal. Like, fine, people don't know who I am, but people kept asking me because I was dressed a certain way. So I had to constantly remind myself, or I had to remind everyone, like, this is my character who doesn't have the wig. So I had to keep explaining how incomplete my cosplay was. So that was like disheartening. uh, but anyway, when stuff like that happens, you learn to be okay with yourself. You learn to be okay with not being 100%. You learn to be okay with not being perfect, with not looking good in front of people, and how to have fun when you don't feel at 100. Because if you only accept yourself when you're perfect, then you'll never accept yourself. If you only accept yourself when you're perfect, you'll never accept yourself. That's what I would say to that. Um, and if you haven't heard, I do a podcast. That's the word. I have a podcast where I talk about confidence, in different areas of your life. It's called the Fit Podcast. So check that out. I'll put the link in the description. Uh, I'm forgetting to breathe. It's really exciting, but also kind of nerve wracking. I love going live, but yeah, it's always, I guess you could say, sobering to remember, like, oh, there's no edits. Like, once you're done, like, you're done, and just go for it. So I'll be winding down here, but as I do so, I want to remind you that the next live is going to be a Q&A. So send me all your questions, put it in the comments. Let me know what you want to talk about, my diet, your own diet. Ask me questions. I'll bring it up in the live. Let me know what you want to see here on this channel moving forward. Like I said, always fitness is going to be a part of it, but I do want to start adding a couple more things. That's where my heart is at the moment, and I feel like that's something that God put in me to give out to the world. I don't know what it's going to look like or sound like, but it's going to happen. Thank you so much for all the support so far, whether it's here on YouTube or any of the other social medias. I'm truly, truly grateful from the bottom of my heart that you took the time to watch this, to subscribe, to leave a comment, and to know that like I'm reaching people and touching lives is like it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it reminds me that yeah, I've got a purpose. I believe everyone has a purpose, and one of mine is to touch people's hearts and lives. So, yeah, thank you for giving me the ability to do that. You guys are beautiful. You're amazing. Thank you so much for joining. If you've stuck this long, if you haven't already yet, subscribe to this channel. Stay updated on all the videos and tips and tricks that I've got coming out for you. And remember, your results show up when you do. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.